Now you are.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's me, Mary, and I'm here tonight with the exclusive tea for you for Life After Lockup, like I always am. So, as you guys may or may not know, LaTisha was arrested yesterday. Oh,
Again.
yes, she was. And she has a mugshot that has gone viral on the internet. Oh, yes, she has. So, of course, LaTisha is out of jail, what, a couple of hours, and she's on my channel because she wants everybody to know what the hell happened, what's going on with these charges, where did these come from. So, girl, first of all, it's good to see you
Thank
in one
you.
piece. Okay, you had me worried there for a hot
I'm
second.
sorry, Miss Mary. I've been really being good. Some stuff popped up and that I have to deal
Yeah,
with
yes,
from
some
a
stuff popped
long
up.
time
All right,
ago.
guys, I'm gonna tell you the story. So I was supposed to interview Tish and Keith yesterday, okay? And about an hour before the interview, I get a phone call from Tish's phone. And it wasn't Tish, like calling me all day like she was yesterday. It was Keith telling me that she was pulled over, she's been arrested, and he was going to try to figure out the situation. First of all, when he first called me, I thought they were playing a prank on me. I was waiting for her to pop up and go, just kidding. But I realized he was serious. So
Oh,
I
baby.
want to ask you first, before we get into anything, what was the first thing he said when you called him?
He asked me if I was all right. Okay, I'm not gonna be getting emotional. Okay, he asked me if I was all right, and I'm like, yeah. I'm just over here in the back seat, you know. So, but he jumped into action real quick. So,
Okay, good.
yeah.
Okay, so first, I got to ask you, girl, what the fuck? This mugshot?
I feel like I haven't really looked at it, but that looks horrible.
You know I'm going to show it to you, girl. Okay, I'm not going
It's
to sugarcoat things.
cool. It
I
was
got
on
to
my
show it.
wristband, and I'm like, I turned that around. I want to look at that shit. So I literally had like washed my hair like earlier in the day, and my husband comes home from work and he's like, he wants to take me out to eat. So I just blow dry my hair real quick, throw a couple curls, and that was cute. Went out to eat, and I mean, after that, it was time to kind of pull it back. And I'm like, okay, I'll manage it later. Come home, be a wife, be a mom, deal with the kids and stuff. And I mean, I didn't have no face on anyway, you know what I'm saying? But I was just, was a lot going on. I actually just was sick for like a week and a half. Like literally, I don't know what the hell was going on out here, but I was like sick. Like I was throwing up.
I was sick too. Remember, girl?
Oh yeah, yes. I
I
think
was
it's
sick and
like,
you got sick.
yeah, and then I started after that. So it was just like, what the fuck? Okay. So, yeah, I don't know. So I leave the house because I have to hurry up and drop my baby off to a birthday party. So I'm not put together, but I just, pull my hair back. I got cap on, glasses. That's it. I don't plan on going to jail or making the blogs, okay? Or going in the store or anything, or even saying hi to the police.
That
Like
wasn't on my list of things to do yesterday.
no,
Saying
it wasn't. I was already hiding. Okay. I didn't make it out of my neighborhood and they pulled me over and I'm like, was I speeding? But I'm like, no, I wasn't. So yeah, it was, he quote said it was because of a suspended registration, which I got pulled over for that not too long ago, probably like several months ago or whatever. And like when your insurance lapse, the state of Illinois, even though I live in Iowa, I have Illinois plates still, because we're like right here.
right.
So they didn't notify the state of Illinois that, I mean, I had, my took care of my insurance, or whatever, like they were supposed to. So State Farm, okay. So that's what their probable cause was, but it was just, I live in a small town now, so it's like they already knew, and I kind of beat it out of the cop. Like that makes no sense. So, and I gave him my insurance, even though they still charge me with no insurance. But when I go to court, I'll get it dropped because I mean, I do have insurance. But those charges are the least of my worries, you
But
know?
they are the least of your worries. I think these felony charges
Yes.
are your
Yes.
bigger worries.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
This
Well,
is
I
what I
actually
want
am
to talk
not
about.
worried about those charges, but those would be a bigger picture, yes.
Okay, so as much as you can talk about
Yeah. And
why,
thank you for that, for not pressuring me. So yeah, I get pulled over and but I'm a mom, my child is in the car, so I just comply, But I'm like, I'm fighting a charge and I have been on my best behavior. So I'm like, I'm not doing anything. So he's on one side of the car. He's like, he was really nice, but he was like, he wants to see my insurance and stuff like that, or whatever. So I show him on my phone, but he decides to come over to my door. He's like, you know what? We're just gonna do it this way. So he comes over to my door, the driver door, and like I'm like rolling the window down so I can like show him my phone for my insurance. He's opening up my door. And I'm like, okay, as many times as the stiletto wearing felon has been arrested and pulled over, this is not protocol for someone who is just being pulled over for registration. So he asked me to get out of the car to show him. I'm like, well, why do I have to get out of the car? So, but he's adamant about me getting out of the car. So my daughter's in the back seat and I'm going to comply with the law. So I get out of the car and he asked me to put my phone down and he just slaps the wrist on me. You have a warrant. And I'm like, now I swear, I really thought he had the wrong person for a second. And he said the charges to me. Actually, he didn't tell me the charges right away. Put me in the back and then he had to go find the charges and he told me. And I mean, I was calm the whole time, but I'm literally like picking my brain, like what has resurfaced from my past,
right,
And I didn't figure anything out until today after court. So, but anyways, so I'm just like, okay, I'll deal with these charges. My baby's in the back seat. Can you see if she's okay? Is she crying or whatever? He was very nice. The sheriff was very nice. He went over and talked to my baby. And then there was another police officer who's like our neighborhood patrol. He ended up pulling up and he knows me. And he was very nice. So he offered to take my baby home around the corner to my husband. And I'm like, I mean, I don't feel comfortable with my daughter getting in a car with a man that,
right,
yeah, no. So I just said, can you have go pick my husband up, so he can come and get the truck, and get my baby, So they went and got him, the police officer did. And I just sat there and he came back and he was just on it. He was just so amazing. Like the first thing, am I okay? Like I'm trying to be, but when you ask me that, and I know that you genuinely care, like now I'm gonna start crying, but I'm not gonna be crying in no cop car, okay?
right.
So I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I said I'm probably gonna have to sit overnight because the cop told me that my bond was 40,000, okay,
We're going to
cash.
get into that in a second. Okay,
Sorry. Okay. Yeah. So the cop tells me that my bond is super high. I'm like, oh shit. So I tell my husband, yo, oh, I'm about to sit tonight. So you got to take care of the kids, all this stuff. He's like looking at me like expecting me to be crying or baby save me. I'm
girl,
just
if I
like,
was facing these charges, okay, the felony charges, the forgery, and the identity theft, I would be crying. I would
yeah.
I would be crying. And then your bond, okay? You had a cash only bond of 40K.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what had me really worried for you yesterday.
Oh, I'm sorry to have worried you, Miss Mary. I'm
I'm
sorry to
not
have
gonna
worried
lie.
you.
I was like, oh my goodness.
No,
So
I'm so sorry. That's why I had my husband call you right away. Because one, we had the interview with you, and two, you're my girl. You know what I'm saying? So, and plus, I want you to be the first, to
right.
know. Like, we gotta, So I do apologize for putting you in that situation. Honestly, and my husband and my children.
Yes.
I
First,
can't
first
help things that
yes.
come from my past. You know what I'm saying? With this specific case, unlike my other cases, I can tell you this.
Okay.
Once I found out exactly what was going on, which was today, so it was a day and a half later, because I knew the charges, but I'm trying to pick my brain, like, what could this have possibly been? I'm not a perfect person, but I couldn't figure it out. But when I figured it out, what was the situation evolved around, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to be suited up now. So it's gonna be a good fight. Okay. It's gonna be a
Okay.
good fight. I do not like how they layered this affidavit. I actually had to ask for this affidavit. They didn't give it to me. They didn't read my rights at all. And then they didn't give me the affidavit, which that's not an issue about the affidavit, but I had to ask for it. But I knew some of the COs that were in the county jail from my previous time in there, long, lengthy time, years and years ago. So they went out of their way to get this affidavit for me. And that's how I found out what was going on. And I don't like the way they worded it. They're wording it as if this was just a client of mine when actually was one of my best friends, going on 17 years.
Right.
So it hit me hard to find out that it went to these lengths. You know what I'm saying? And later on, I will go into more detail about it, but won't go into much right now because it is an active case now.
Right.
But to have that,
I just want to ask you because people have been commenting on the post that I did about your arrest that
okay.
basically you allegedly used this person's personal information to secure your current house rental.
Mm. Well, yeah, that's what people are saying, and that is what the affidavit is stating, allegedly, that happened with my almost best friend of almost 17 years. So,
Did you have a
I was caught
conversation
off
with her?
guard with, I'm sorry, what was that?
Did you have a conversation with her about this before having?
Not about an arrest, not about police involvement or nothing. I have been in my home for a year and our lease is actually up, and we have already secured a new home because I have a stalker who has a lot to do with this situation. um, and so I've had a lot of issues with her, me, my children, my husband. So we decided to move elsewhere, So for this to pop up when we're leaving and for it to be someone that, I've known for a very, very long time, and for us not to I'm just was caught off guard. So I feel like if I say too much more, it could be used against me. And we're right here at the beginning.
Exactly. Now, I just want.
So I just wanted to clarify, Miss Mary.
Go ahead.
This wasn't a client. What did it say? 10 years?
Is that a former client of 10 years? Yes.
That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. Not that long, but our friendship way longer than that. Like this. So I'll let y'all think about that.
Now, I just want you to clarify because I saw some confusion out there. This is not the same as the charge that you talk about on the show that
No,
happened
ma'am.
last year, August. To
No,
be,
that charge happened in I think like March of last year.
yeah, I think March, April, or something.
Yeah, it was before April. It was definitely like February, March because it was during tax season.
Right. So
Oh my
it's a
God.
totally separate case. Can you
Yes,
give us
ma'am.
an update about the case?
The case that I have going on now, actually, yes, it was actually been going pretty good. It's been kept on the hush.
Right.
Only the people closest to me know the details. So, it's actually been good. It's just I've worked with the prosecutors and the my attorney or my previous attorney at the time to keep the details low, but I am out here, so it's just when you're in the public eye, everything gets thrown obviously out there. So uh once this gets wrapped up, things will be obviously public record. But I don't want to hurt what I've already got going on.
Right. So let's talk about the 40K cash bail.
Woo, had a sister nervous. Okay. That's the highest bond I've ever had. That's like
Girl, this
drug dealer
isn't
bonds.
funny. Oh my goodness. I could imagine Keith hearing about 40K bond.
My poor husband. he gets out from
Yes.
doing so much time
Uh,
and wants to come home to peace. And I'm gonna tell woman I will acknowledge that, okay? And then unfortunately, as he's coming out, I've got shit going on, and I feel really bad. But he's been strong about it, and he's been very loyal to me, very, and just seeing the changes in me. But I can't change the past is the issue. So I have to deal with what's coming. You know what I'm saying? You have to. If you do something wrong, you gotta face it, okay? And I'm not saying everything I've done was wrong, but I'm not a perfect person, and I do have a past, and the past comes front and center, and it usually shows its face when you are trying to get your life together.
yeah, I guess you can say that. Girl, I have to ask you because there's a lot of people wanting to know about Colleen and that whole situation. Okay.
Ugh,
And now, do you want to tell your side? Because I know Colleen has been out there telling her side.
ugh, she doesn't have a side.
Girl, just for
Like, the fact that I'm even is brought up in an interview about an obsessed stalker is crazy. But I mean, she's out there. She's out there, and she's out there. I have to be careful because there is an active lawsuit against her, very large lawsuit. Um, I have to be careful because when you do have an actual real case, you don't really talk about it. Okay. So I can tell you right now, and it's public record, that my
right.
lawsuit is public record. Um, she doesn't have a case against me. Okay. Her case is transferred into my ginormous case against her. It's a defamation, stalking, harassment case. Um, Unfortunately, when you go on TV, you inherit these types of people. I have the extreme. She does not have any type of real claims against me. Those have been debunked by the police, the detective, even attorneys, and even the prosecutor on the case that she tried to hop on.
Which is the case you talk about on TV.
Yes, ma'am. She don't even know about that, but she knows now because I know she's watching. Um, but yeah, so I mean, for this was debunked, I think about a year and a half ago. It actually got debunked before I got arrested. Okay. So I got pulled in to the police station to talk to a detective originally about CM. Okay.
Right.
He closed hers immediately. Okay. I got proof. I've got this. I've got that. Because her original claims were she hired us and we didn't do any work. Am I right?
Yes.
Her original claims. Okay.
Her original claim is basically a contract dispute, from what I understand. You guys
Yeah.
were in contract for you to do some bookkeeping work for her business,
Hmm.
right? And she claims that you guys didn't do the work that was in the contract and you kept money.
Yeah. So her original claims was that she paid my company, what she's targeted just me though, but she paid my company X amount of dollars and that we didn't do any work. This is what her interview was about with a person, okay, on YouTube. All right. And then she just went crazy after that. Okay. Well, once I had the strength to fight back, because not only was I dealing with her, I was just going through a major depression and I was airing on TV. It was a lot going on in my personal life besides this person, this woman. Okay. So it was very difficult. But once I gathered up the strength to fight back last year
Right.
and file my lawsuit, then the story switched up and tried to say that we did incomplete work now. Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Which my original, and I've already posted about this, so I will speak on it again. We were hired for a job and we were fired in the middle of a job, and she requested a full refund,
Okay.
stating that we didn't do shit. Okay.
Okay.
And that was false. We had got attorneys before she went on the internet doing videos, interviews, before she started the harassment online. We already had attorneys involved. The attorneys involved was swaying in my favor. Okay. So I didn't hear anything for a while. Next thing I know, there's a video on YouTube and all these fans are attacking me. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, this person was used and still is actually um, using my name for clout. Okay.
Okay.
My name specifically for clout. And then using, unfortunately, her beautiful, child that was sick, using her for sympathy and
Okay.
combining it together to attack me. So I went through a lot. I cannot compete with a mother that's going through something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I was being unfairly attacked. I'll take attacks for shit that I did. Okay. And I'll own that shit. I'll ignore. But for something that has absolutely nothing to do with me, that's not right at all. So I dealt, and I deal with it really bad right now, which is why I have my lawsuit. But it has not stopped this person at all. This person does not care. Even attorneys have fired this person because of her online campaign against me. Those are the specific words. It's really sick for someone to identify as a victim and not be one.
Mm,
When you have a real case, you don't sit there and do all the harassment, defamation, all this stuff, and torture and terrorizing for going on 3 years, I think now.
right.
Is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. So, I mean, I'm not going to say anything out, but what I will say is that she's been debunked. I just never publicly really said anything. Okay. I've got paperwork. Okay. Signed by prosecutor. Okay. And then I also have my ongoing lawsuit with her. So she will continue to do what she's doing because it's only getting her attention, but it's not getting her anything else. She's getting thrill and attention out of it because you're jumping onto my platform using a situation that has nothing at all to do with me, changing up your stories about what originally did have to do with me, and now using other people's situations or just terrorizing everything that it has to do with me. That's a scary situation, and we're not going to bring up the costume, the
No, we're
masks.
not going to bring up the costume.
Okay, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot with this person. So I don't give this person attention on the internet because that's what they want. I don't do any of that. I just fight in the courts, and that's just what it's going to be. It's a civil suit. It's actually should be a criminal situation. I think I have to get an attorney, an actual attorney to that, because it's hard to press charges against somebody for harassment unless there's some type of violence.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or stalking or any of that, unless there's like some type of violence. They want a person to be hurt or you to hurt that person or whatever. So
Right.
that's the world that we live in, and it sucks. Like Caitlin Clark. I posted something recently about her. Her stalker finally got charged or sentenced or whatever it was. And this woman is obviously a bigger celebrity, a bigger public figure. And so I congratulate Caitlin Clark on that. And it's just so many of us that go through this stuff. What I go through with this specific person is very, very extreme. And fans today have came to my rescue. I really thought that I was going to get out of jail today and deal with a lot of bullshit. I expected it, and it was going to be what it was.
Let me
Okay.
know. Let me know what was going on in your DMs today.
Yeah. So I didn't see. I had a couple people send me. like probably like 3 or 4 fans send me some negative stuff. Okay. Compared to I can just feel there's so many people out there. You know what I'm saying? However, it was so much love and support. And that is what threw me off. I'm so used to people being so negative towards me when something big happens or, whatever. It was so much love and support. I'm glad you're home. This and that. You deserve to be out. You're such a fighter. Even asking about my husband if he was okay. I had fans asking if there was anything they could do for me, and that really touched me. Like, am I being punked here?
Girl, I'm
And
not gonna lie. I'm glad that you got support from your fans, but I'm mad at you. I am mad at you. I am mad at you for what you put Keith and your girls through. Okay. And I understand we're all not perfect. I get it. But girl, there's these, okay, I want to ask you because there has been stuff that you have been convicted for that we've talked about in the past. You've even served jail time. Do
well, I
you
didn't get to finish about my DMs.
okay, go ahead, tell me about your DMs.
Okay, so we had that, Miss Mary. So it was a lot of it was actually all support besides like a few people. Nobody attacked me. They would send
Right.
me stuff, but they didn't attack me. But all other than that, it was encouraging words. And then it was like, you're a stalker. Like, you need to press charges. You need to get a restraining order. I'm so sick of her. She's upset. Like, it was all of that. It was like people were starting to see finally what I saw. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna
Right.
still be people that don't like me, are going to judge me, and it is what it is. I take it as it is. Okay. But that's what a lot of it was. But yeah, I'm sorry. We can go ahead and continue.
No, it's okay. I'm just saying that there has been stuff in your past that you
Yes.
have been convicted for.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, nobody's perfect. But
I
what do
have a
you
lot of stuff.
what do you say to people that are like, this woman is delusional and she keeps doing the same shit over and over?
It's not the same shit, but um I mean, they're right. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent, a bitch got to get her shit together and stop fucking up. Stop having your back against the wall and making bad decisions that may not come to light then, but might come to light later on, you know? And so, like, I'm the type to accept that. You know what I'm saying? I've accepted that I have made very bad choices. You know what I'm saying?
Bad life choices eventually come back to bite you in the ass, girl.
They do,
You take
always.
it from me, girl. Okay, I'm older than you. Listen to me. The
Yeah.
shit that you do, and you think, oh, I got away with it because you didn't get the consequences immediately, will come back and bite you in the ass in one form or another, eventually down the line.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
And I've just had such a
and
major
I
like.
love you, Tish. I love
I
you.
love you too, Miss Mary.
I
You're
love
very
you,
you've had my back from the
but
beginning. You're gonna
you're
call me
getting
on my shit.
very hard to defend. Okay, and it's like, girl,
Yes,
please,
ma'am.
no more
I
mug.
could understand. I could
Can you
understand
promise
that.
me no more mug shots after this? Definitely
I
no
mean,
more
I miss. I gotta go back and look and see.
bitch.
What I can say is, and I don't, and I've had a lot of fans say that they see a difference in my attitude in me. I don't really feel
Yeah,
like I'm in
since
survival
Keith
mode
has
any.
come home, I will admit that. Since Keith has come home, I've seen an attitude change in you. You're softer, you're calmer. Okay, he brings out that softer, calmer side in you, but you need to get your shit together. And you know I say this out of love.
I appreciate that. And I'm
I
gonna
say this out of
continue
love.
to try. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna continue. I'm still healing, from all of my trauma. I'm still healing from all that. But I have turned over such a huge leaf this year. And it's like, and then with my husband having my back, like, he's all about doing things the right way, treating people right, having great relationships with people. Like, it's just, it made me look at how I dealt with things differently as well. And I realized I really had a big problem with how I would handle situations as well. So I do appreciate and grateful for the people that
Thank you so much, Philly Fox, for the super chat.
I
Thank you.
do appreciate the people that have stuck by my side, you know what I'm saying? And I do appreciate some of the hate too, because I need to see and hear some of that. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't know that what I was doing was wrong, or that I was spiraling out or whatever, you know? So I have to take the good and positive. I mean, I'm sorry, the positive and the negative, you know? And it's just I needed help. I needed help. I needed help. And my husband, you know, is here. God is here, you know, and it's made me be able to deal with things a lot better.
Right.
It's like I would be offended
And I,
prior if we had this interview last year. Okay.
oh yeah,
I would be offended right now. I am accepting this criticism from you, and I thank you for it.
and you know it's out of love. We've
Oh, of
been friends
course.
since your first day, girl.
I
Okay.
can literally see you next to me beating my ass.
Yeah, if I was there, I would be beating your ass with my shoe or
Yes,
something.
ma'am.
Because, girl, that hit me too. Like, that hit
Yes.
me as your
I
friend.
don't want to hurt nobody around me at all. And I have to deal with whatever's going on from the past, you know, or whatever. I have to, if it's coming, I have to deal with that. There's not, I can't go back and change anything. Okay. I can only change my life going forward. And that is what I have been doing. And it feels good. It feels good.
And I also feel like that you're in a better financial position now that Keith is home. So you don't have to maybe resort to doing the shady things that you were doing. And this is, the stuff that you're having to face now from the past. Because we,
So if you're, I'm not saying that any of these recent cases are right now. I have pled. I'm going to be pleading not guilty.
right,
Okay.
right,
So I'm not saying that any of these recent cases I am guilty of. So I do want to clarify that. So, and we're going to talk about past, yes. That
right.
stuff's already, yeah, we could do that. Yeah. My
Hmm.
life was turned upside down.
Yeah, we're
Actually,
talking about the stuff that you were already convicted of that we talked about in the past.
yes, yeah. Yeah, of course. It's not good to, go that route. I think my last conviction was in 2020 from a crime in 2018, based off survival, and I swore up and down I wasn't going to, resort to that route anymore. And I mean, I have to deal with the shit that's going on now. So,
Right,
and I'm going to get through it. I got my family by my side. I've got I got you. So and I have my positive attitude, and I just been praying, and I accept things now for what it is. Okay. And but I still move past it because life goes on.
right. Okay, I have to ask you another tough question. What did the girls say?
What girl?
Your daughters, what did they say?
Oh, the girls. I texted my oldest daughter. She went on vacation with her dad for like a week.
Oh,
So I need to follow back up with her. So, cause she hasn't texted me back. Kira was crying.
I could imagine.
Yeah.
I could
So, and I
imagine.
knew that was going to happen. So I didn't talk to her while I was in the county, because I had to keep myself strong, because it's hard to do even a little short time I did. I've been in county plenty of times, so I understand. But my focus was to get out and get back home. That is what my focus was. So I didn't get on the phone with her. Keith did try to put her on the phone, but I was like, okay.
Right,
But as soon as I got home, I ran to her. She ran to me. And I'm like, I don't want to put my baby in this position ever again. Whatever the fuck's going on from my past, let's get all this shit wrapped up, because I am a new person now, you know? And I just want peace for my family.
I feel you, girl, and that's what I want for you. I want you
Thank
to
you.
have a peaceful life. No drama, just you, Keith, and the girls living your life. I mean, you guys deserve it. Keith deserves peace.
Oh, he definitely deserves peace. He's such an amazing man. He deserves peace, and he, I mean, he's kept his word to me and stood by my side. A lot of this may have pushed the man away. Even after being out here waiting for him for so long, he's it could still push somebody away, and I
Yes.
understand that, and I
Yes.
respect him for
And I
standing
don't
by my
want that
side.
for you guys either. I don't want,
Hell no, I ain't
drama
falling
to
for
like,
nothing.
know. So,
Yeah.
girl, please, please, after this, I don't want to see no more fucking mugshots.
I don't want to see this shit either,
Okay,
Miss Mary.
I don't want Keith calling me again. Please. Okay, trust me, I don't mind talking to him. Okay, I want to talk to him. We're gonna get him here and we're gonna talk to him. But I don't want him calling me again and telling me that yeah. Okay, please,
Yes, ma'am.
please. Okay, well, um, do you have anything else you want to tell the fans before I let you go?
I mean,
Pinky promise. Yes, pinky promise.
premise.
Pinky promise.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. Obviously, Miss Mary is the shit. So thank you for listening to me. For those that do support me and haven't given up on me, thank you. For those that have given up on me, I'm sorry if I let you down. But I just this year has just been such an awakening for me, and I just getting my strength back, and I'm just grateful for God, grateful for my husband, grateful for my kids, and
And you
just
guys have such a great family support system.
yeah.
This past episode, when Keith got off the bus and everybody there, it's like, you guys have a great family too. So,
Yeah, Keith has an amazing family. You're gonna see a lot of his family because they're local here, and they're just really amazing.
mhm. All right, girl. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And we'll see you next time. Good night, everyone.